Hey guys, what's going on? This is RJ Game News USA, and today I want to go over the NFL schedule. It just released today, as of the time of this recording, and I kind of want to go through week by week. I'm not going to sit here and name every single game and go over every single game of the 272 game regular season schedule. That's not what this is. I just want to talk about where the NFL got it right and where the NFL got it wrong. Like the broad 40,000 view picture of this schedule week by week. I'll try not to be overly critical and split hairs. I just want to bring out like the obvious things that jumped out to me. Also, I want to point out the NFL is super successful. No matter what games they put on, they're going to have excellent ratings. So when I critique the NFL schedule, it's coming more from a place of personal preference and what I think would be best to see in certain primetime slots, maybe. Or overall, how the schedule layout is, whether or not I think that's good or bad. And with that being said, guys, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And let's jump right into it. You guys might have seen me put out a short already complaining about this before. But our season opener on Thursday, September 4th, is the Dallas Cowboys at the Philadelphia Eagles. I think this was a poor choice. I think the Commanders should have been in this spot, a rematch of the NFC Championship game. And if not them, then certainly you had the Rams there, and you had the Lions there also to choose from. So I really thought Dallas was the fourth best option here for the Eagles on opening night, but that's what they gave us. Next up, we have a Friday night matchup, Chiefs versus Chargers, and this is going to be free on YouTube to watch. I have multiple issues with this. I have no problem with the Friday night game. I liked it last year. More football is good. But this is the first of 7 international games. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't think we should really be doing international games. I think that it sort of screws over a team that would have got a home game. Especially in this case, the Chargers, who this is designated as a home game for them. And now they're playing in Brazil against a division opponent. Granted, if they were playing in LA, there would probably be more Chiefs fans than Chargers fans because the Chargers fan base is very weak. But that's beside the point. It's just an argument in principle here. Not a big fan of that. But the game itself sounds exciting. Chiefs-Chargers. If you go to the opening Sunday slate of games, what stands out to me definitely is Steelers-Jets. That could be Aaron Rodgers facing his former team, the Jets. And it could be Justin Fields facing his former team, the Steelers. My only problem with this is I don't know why it's a noon game. I really felt like this should have been in the Monday night spot. And we'll talk about the Monday night spot when we get to it. But I feel like this should have been in the Monday night spot. We got a pretty good mid-afternoon game. Yeah, you have the one Eastern, Jets, Steelers, no. But that 4:25 Eastern, Packers, Lions, that's a pretty good 4:25 spot right there, Eastern time. Now, Monday Night Football being Vikings-Bears. Like I said, I would have preferred the Steelers-Jets there. I think that's sort of a weak Monday Night Football. I think Sunday Night Football, Ravens-Bills is awesome. That's a pretty good Sunday Night Football game. Overall, I think Week 1's a C average. I really do. I think that they play some of the games poorly. Week 2... you have the Amazon Thursday game, Washington, Green Bay. All right, got no issues with that. The Sunday slate's pretty run-of-the-mill, but we do have a really big game. We had the Super Bowl rematch between the Eagles and the Chiefs in that America Game of the Week window. So it looks like a rematch on Fox. Probably Tom Brady on commentary again. And that game is definitely something to circle. I'm sure Fox definitely protected that game and make sure to get it. Falcons-Vikings on Sunday Night Football. I mean, Vikings are getting primetime games right off the bat. They're coming off a 14-win season. But, man, I think the league and everybody around the NFL needs to temper their expectations with the Vikings. J.J. McCarthy could be great, but this is his first year starting, and they're throwing him to the Wolves. Now, I don't love this. Monday Night Football has a doubleheader. I don't like these doubleheader Monday night games. I really don't. I miss the days where your Monday night game was one game to look forward to. But when you do these doubleheaders, especially the game on the West Coast that's so fucking late, is just maddening. I won't see the end of it. It's too late. It's just far too late when they do it that way. Moving on to week 3, Dolphins-Bills. That's been a staple on Thursday Night Football, Prime Video lately. Then you got a regular Sunday slate of games. I got a problem with this one. We got Chiefs-Giants in Sunday Night Football. Who asked for that? Honestly. Like, what are we doing here? The Giants don't deserve to be in a primetime slot like this whatsoever. They don't belong on the same field as the Chiefs for a primetime game. So I really don't get this. Especially when you had the Eagles and the Rams sitting there in the early slot on Sunday. I don't understand that. I don't get that at all. The Chiefs-Giants should be in that early slot. And that Rams-Eagles game should be your Sunday night game. That's bizarre. They do make up for it with Monday night, though, because you got Lions-Ravens, and that's got to be one of the best games of the year, for sure. Moving on to week 4, we got Seahawks-Cardinals, Amazon Prime Video. Last year, they did a lot of division games on there on Amazon, and I thought it made a lot of sense. This year, they moved away from it a little bit. But they do have some division games for sure. So that's a good early look at Sam Darnold in Seattle. Already starting with more international bullshit. Early morning on that Sunday, Vikings-Steelers. Okay. It could be Rodgers versus the team Rodgers actually wanted to be on. That's kind of interesting. Pretty run-of-the-mill Sunday games, except Ravens-Chiefs really stand out again in that mid-afternoon window there. That is going to be an interesting game. Sunday Night Football, Packers-Cowboys. Again, Cowboys shoved down our fucking throats. We don't need them every fucking week being in prime time. If they were actually good, maybe. Then Monday night, we got another doubleheader, but they're closer together. This time, Jets, Dolphins, Bengals, Broncos. Sure. Not bad. Moving on to week 5. The Thursday night game is 49ers-Rams. I always like that matchup. I do. I think that's a good rivalry. It's one of the best rivalries in the NFL between Shanahan and McVay. It's really a coach's rivalry there. Minnesota getting back-to-back international games Sunday morning. They got totally fucked. Their beginning of their season is totally fucked. I think the Vikings are going to have a real difficult time. I'm looking at the rest of this slate. You don't know exactly what will stand out. Lions-Bengals looks fun in that mid-afternoon slot. And my Patriots do face the Bills on Sunday Night Football. God, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that we don't have Lions-Bengals on Sunday Night Football instead. I mean, with the offensive explosion that is. But the Patriots taking on the Bills, that's big boy time right there. And then Chiefs-Jags, Monday Night Football. Again, the Chiefs getting a cupcake opponent on prime time. I don't get why they like doing that with them. The Jags are clearly a cupcake opponent, just like the Giants were. And they're getting fed to the Chiefs there. Chiefs play better opponents than that, guys. We go to week 6. Thursday Night Football was Eagles-Giants. Got no problem there. Another divisional matchup. Broncos-Jets is the international Sunday morning game. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Looking down the slate, you have a really good Rams-Ravens game in the early slot window on Sunday that deserves a lot more shine. Love what they did here. Sunday Night Football, Lions-Chiefs week 6. Love that matchup. Now we're talking. That's the kind of primetime game I want to see the Chiefs play. And we have another Monday night doubleheader scrunched together, only an hour apart. Bills-Falcons, Bears-Washington. Again, this should just be Bears-Washington. Don't know why you have to have the second game. Bills-Falcons could have easily been an early window game on Sunday, but here it sits sharing the spotlight that should be on Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels and their budding quarterback rivalry. Remember, last year was the Hail Jaden game. Moving on to week 7. Steelers-Bengals, divisional matchup. Love it. That'll be good for Prime Video. Rodgers versus Burrow. I don't think we've seen that too much over the years. We got another fucking international game early Sunday morning. Rams-Jags. Jags' second home is London, I swear. Oh, here's an interesting early Sunday window game. How about Patriots-Titans? Mike Vrabel going back against his old team. Eagles-Vikings is sitting there in the early slot. They had both had a lot of wins last year. Raiders-Chiefs, that's the division rivalry in the early slot. Lots of good games actually there. How about Giants? This one's definitely under the radar. Giants-Broncos in that mid-afternoon slot there. That's Russell versus Sean Payton. That'll go under the radar. Sunday Night Football is Falcons 49ers. Whatever. Then we have another Monday Night doubleheader. Again, this time they're 3 hours apart. One of the games comes on way too fucking late. You got Bucks-Lions, and then while I'm sleeping, you'll have Texans-Seahawks. So I hope y'all enjoy that. I mean, so far this feels really run-of-the-mill, like 7 out of 10, you know. As far as schedules go, they really could have done some changes here. Week 8, we got Vikings-Chargers on Thursday Night Football. That's interesting, with JJ facing his former coach, Harbaugh. It's not too bad. Really piss-poor mid-afternoon games here. Cowboys, Broncos, Titans, Colts. I don't know. I don't feel like that's really ginning up too much excitement. This is like a really slow week looking at some of these matchups. But you do get an interesting Sunday night matchup. Because you got Packers, Steelers. That could be Rodgers versus his old team. Rodgers versus Jordan Love. I do like that. And the Monday night game's fire. The Monday night game I'm excited for on week 8. We're talking Washington versus the Kansas City Chiefs. That's the real measuring stick there for Jaden Daniels. How do you measure up against Patrick Mahomes? That is an exciting matchup for Monday Night Football. So they do make up for it in the primetime games that week. The undercard's a little underwhelming. And then you have another Thursday Prime Video staple here in Week 9, Ravens-Dolphins. They seem to face a lot in that window. Got some interesting games in the Sunday early window. There's no international games, but you do have Bears and Bengals. It's Burrow and Caleb Williams. You got Vikings-Lions. That was good last year. Good rivalry last year. Going down the list here. Broncos-Texans, sneaky good in the early window. But how about the mid-afternoon window? You know, it's CBS, it's Tony Romo, it's Jim Nantz. Chiefs-Bills. Gotta love it. Every year the Bills seem to beat the Chiefs in the regular season, and then they lose to them in the playoffs. So let's see what happens there. But should be an entertaining game. Sunday Night Football is Seahawks-Washington. We'll see. We'll see how good those teams are by then. Middle of the season, we'll get an idea. How did Sam Darnold do? Monday Night Football is Cardinals-Cowboys. Really, that has to be the one you give the solo stage to instead of a doubleheader. I would have loved a doubleheader there. Anything to not see the fucking Cowboys. All right, we are moving on. Week 10. We got Raiders-Broncos in the Prime Video slot on Thursday. Thumbs up with that one. I'm good with that. I like the divisional games being on there. I really do. Makes a lot of sense. You have an international game, Falcons-Colts early Sunday morning. I don't care. Bills-Dolphins in that early window on Sunday. Ravens-Vikings in that early window. Oh, we get Lions-Commanders in that mid-afternoon window. And Rams-49ers in that mid-afternoon window. So you got some interesting matchups there. How about Steelers-Chargers Sunday Night Football? That's not bad. Monday night, I like this matchup. Eagles-Packers. All right. I'm down. Let's move on to Week 11. You have Jets-Patriots in the Thursday night matchup. You know, that's become a staple as well, for sure. Washington, Miami playing in Madrid early Sunday morning. And, let's see, just looking around the rest of Week 11, you have Bengals-Steelers early Sunday. Got a couple division matchups like Ravens-Browns, Chiefs-Broncos in the mid-afternoon window. Love the Sunday night game. Lions-Eagles. Absolutely, let's go. Monday night falls flat, though. Cowboys again. And versus the Raiders. I mean, we'll see what their records are by then. I'm not too optimistic. Alright, Week 12. We got Bills-Texans on Thursday night, Prime Video. I like that. Their game last year was really good. And we have, again, I like to point out the Steelers a lot because I'm thinking about Rodgers being on the team. But you do have in that early Sunday window, no international games, but that early Sunday window is Steelers-Bears. So you see Rodgers versus Caleb Williams and whether or not he can continue to own Chicago. Patriots facing the Bengals. I mean, last year the Patriots upset them. I don't love the Seahawks going from West Coast down to Tennessee in the early window. That's not great. And looking around, you got the second Eagles-Cowboys matchup in the mid-afternoon window. I'm sure that'll be the mostly nationally televised game. Sunday Night Football is Bucks-Rams. That could be fun. Monday Night Football, someone needs to help me with this one. Why do we got Panthers versus 49ers? That has to be one of the weakest Monday night matchups all season. You literally, come on, guys. Come on. You literally have... See, this is why the Cowboys, Eagles, and Cowboys being, like, in primetime most of the year sucks. Because this should have been a primetime Cowboys game versus the Eagles here. Or... you could have easily went with Steelers-Bears. I mean, Week 12 is pretty weak overall. Honestly, it really is. I don't know. But Week 13 is really good, guys. Week 13 is really good. Last year, we had some really piss-poor Thanksgiving games. This year, the NFL made sure we're having some of the best Thanksgiving games we could possibly have. Because on Thanksgiving, Week 13, we got Packers-Lions. We got Chiefs-Cowboys. That'll be the highest rated game, like ratings-wise, of the entire regular season. And we have Bengals-Ravens for the nightcap. So I love what they did for Thanksgiving. That is some really good shit. The Black Friday game is Bears-Eagles. I love that too. Consequently, though, that makes for some pretty weak matchups on Sunday. Bills-Steelers stands out to me, and Sunday Night Football is Broncos-Washington. I mean, you do have a couple quarterbacks in their second year that could be decent. But the Monday night game, I'm a Patriots fan, and even I'm shaking my head. The Monday night game is Giants-Patriots. Why? Why is Giants-Patriots the Monday night game? Like, I'll love it. Maybe the Patriots will get a win, and that's fun for me as a Patriots fan, but I feel like I could put myself in other people's shoes, and I gotta say, what are you doing here? What are you doing? You could have had Bills-Steelers. Or this. How about this? You could have had Vikings Seahawks is there in the mid-afternoon Sunday slot. That could have easily have been a Monday night game. Sam Darnold versus his former team. So that's a total misstep there. They got Thanksgiving right, but they didn't get Thanksgiving weekend right. Then we got Week 14. We got Cowboys-Lions in the Thursday Prime Video slot. Hope the Lions blow them out again. Then Sunday, hopefully all the international games are done. I think they are. You go to Sunday, and really you go to that mid-afternoon slot. Bengals-Bills is interesting. Sunday Night Football, Texans-Chiefs. Okay, alright, you're cooking with grease. And then Monday Night Football is Eagles-Chargers. Interesting. It's interesting that they didn't have Eagles and Rams in the any primetime slot, but they had Eagles and Chargers in a primetime slot, and they're not in the same conference. So I gotta question that. For sure. And clearly the Eagles and the Chiefs got the most primetime games. Makes sense, they were in the Super Bowl last year. Then we got Thursday Prime Video for Week 15. Falcons-Bucks. That's a fun game. Lots of offense last few times they played last year. And then that Sunday slot. Got Vikings-Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Again, too much Vikings, too much Cowboys on primetime. I'll beat it over the head like a drum. The Sunday slate looks rather weak. Except Lions-Rams is in the they're in the mid-afternoon slot. Packers-Broncos not too bad. Chargers-Chiefs stuck in the early Sunday slot. I don't like that. That would be a much better Sunday night game. And then Monday Night Football is Dolphins-Steelers. Better hope they're still in playoff contention if you can't flex out Monday night games.
Because I feel like one or both of those teams might actually be out of playoff contention by then. And we're moving on to Week 16. The schedule's not totally set in stone because you do have some TBDs there. You do have some games that could move to Saturday. But the Thursday game is, for Week 16, is Rams-Seahawks, another divisional matchup. Cooper Kupp facing his former team. And then looking down the list of Sunday games, Steelers-Lions look interesting to me. And then the Sunday night game is Bengals-Dolphins. We'll see if that gets flexed out. Monday night, again, a weird choice. I don't have a problem with San Francisco being in the Monday night game, but San Francisco facing weird opponents on Monday night. 49ers-Colts. Like, there's no chance the Colts are even in the playoff hunt by then, right? And I know some people are down on the Niners, but I don't get this at all. 49ers, Colts. I mean, 49ers, they face other opponents. I mean, you could have had them versus somebody else there. Whatever. Week 17, let's talk about the Christmas slate. The Christmas slate's pretty good. The Christmas slate is almost as good as the Thanksgiving slate. We get Cowboys, Washington. We get Lions, Vikings. We get Broncos, Chiefs. I'm good with all that. Netflix gets 2 of the games. Prime Video gets 1 of the games. It sucks. We all have to get streaming services for these games now instead of it just being on antenna. It blows ass. Now you do have Eagles-Bills sitting what appears to be a nationally televised Sunday mid-afternoon game on Fox. And you do have Bears-49ers on Sunday Night Football. And you got Rams-Falcons on Monday Night Football. I think this is a pretty damn good lineup here. And you do have some games that could shift to Saturday as well that week. Week 18, there's no real reason to go over because none of the opponents are determined. They're all divisional opponents, and you won't get the times until you actually get to that week. So, no telling how that will shake out. Just a quick glance at it, though. What am I looking for? Yeah, nothing really stands out. It's all divisional games. But anyway, guys, what do you think about the NFL schedule release? What did you like about it or don't like about it? I'll boil it down for you this way. Too many international games, too many Monday night doubleheaders, too much reliance on streaming services, too much Cowboys in prime time, too much Vikings in prime time, and I would have shook up some of the matchups for sure. But overall, a solid schedule. What I like the most, they hit Thanksgiving right. They got Christmas right. And I'm excited for this NFL season. So, with that, I bid you adieu.